And I got a bit of a mess over here. You know, I keep all the stuff for my tractor. I've got my implements, my tiller, my rake, my stump bucket, my hay fork. Got a few other things over here. And of course, I got my kayaks here, a lot of posts that I'm gonna use for the fence that I've been working on, a lot of extra wood. And it really makes it difficult to mow over here. I mean, it's just a jungle. I tried pulling everything out a few times and trying to mow back there, and I had it all looking nice at the beginning of the summer, and now it's just looking like crap again. So I'm trying to find an easy way to be able to keep stuff where I can come in quickly and grab it and move it out of the way, mow, and then put everything back. So I grabbed a few pallets. I already have a couple of pallets here. Things are on pallets. Now they're just on pallets currently just to keep them off the ground to try to minimize them setting in water. But I went and got a few more pallets, the plastic ones over there, that I'm gonna use and try to get everything on a pallet. That's my goal. And then I ordered these pallet forks from Amazon. So I was looking at, you know, a pallet attachment for the tractor that had a frame built in. They're just kind of pricey. You know, they were getting close to 800 bucks for the cheaper ones. You're probably over 1,000 for some really nice ones. I mean, these Vevor pallet fork attachments were, I don't know, 120 bucks or something like that on Amazon, and that was shipped. They showed up, the box was damaged, but you know, as heavy as these things are, it's gonna be pretty shocking if I didn't get some amount of damage to the box. But I opened them up, everything was okay, everything was in there. It looks great. So we're gonna test them out. I went ahead and put them on. We're gonna test them out by putting all this stuff on pallets and trying to pull it all out. I'll have to pull it out first, then kind of stack it on pallets, clean all this mess up, get it mowed, get it a whole lot nicer looking here. Of course, I'm gonna have to go put some long pants on because I'm gonna be off in here with the snakes, but I'm gonna get all this taken care of and then be able to quickly pull in here with the tractor, back everything out, mow, and then put everything back when I'm done to keep it, you know, from getting like this again. All right, so we're gonna go get that handled. Check out the video. I would love to know if you guys have these kind of forks or if you ended up getting the frame set and what you think about each one. I'd appreciate your comments. I got all this cleaned up a little bit. So I went from a big pile of stuff back here. I'm down to 10 pallets. I could probably use a couple more, to be honest, but got everything palletized, got the kayaks on a pallet, stump bucket, just random stuff. I actually tried to put this wood post is very heavy along with that big metal post there. I actually wanted to put them with the other wooden post down here, but it was just too heavy. The tractor wouldn't lift it. So I had to separate it a little bit. Got the tires cleaned up, stacked, strapped down. Built kind of a holder there for the tiller. The pallet wasn't wide enough, so I added a little width to it and gave it something to sit on so the blades can still not touch the pallet. Built a little holder for this. I can drop down the front of this if I want to go ahead and lift it off of there directly. But and I built the holder for the auger. I wasn't filming that, probably better. The first one I built, I thought it was going to stay up, and I unhooked the chains from it and it just fell over and flipped out in the yard. But anyway, this one seems pretty sturdy. It does require a couple straps to hold it in place, but I actually did pick it up and move it with it on there like that, and it was totally fine. So the good thing with this, it's going to be really easy when I'm ready to mow, ready to clean this up. And I probably won't do it every week, maybe once every other week, once a month. I'll pull all 10 of these pallets out into the yard and then be able to mow back here, weed eat, and get it looking nice, and then put everything back. Where before, it was probably a half-day project just to try to clean this up a couple times a year and go in and weed eat, and it was always a mess. So I'm very glad to get that taken care of. And the question came up too when I first started this video, asking if anybody had these add-on forks like this. These are Vivor brand, however you say it. And they work great. They definitely lift all that with no problems. I didn't feel like I was stressing them out, even with the heaviest thing, which is probably that big stack of wooden posts right there. It didn't seem like it was stressing them out at all. I guess it really comes down to how often you're going to use these. If you're going to use them all the time, it might be worth having an actual attachment, especially if you have a quick attach setup. So let's show you what I'm talking about here. Like the stump bucket is quick attach. So I can take the bucket off and then I just drive up to this, pop it in there, and I'm ready to go. It takes just 2 seconds. Where, putting these additional forks on is going to take a little bit every time. It's not a whole lot of work, but I got to make sure I get them on here and get them right and tightened up really good. So it is some work. Now, the other thing I ran into, and I don't think this is the fault of those forks, it's just seeing in general from up here. When I'm sitting right here, I don't see the end of the forks. And honestly, even if I had an attachable fork, when it's low, I'm not going to see it anyway. And part of that is just the fact of using forks on a tractor. You see the hood. That's the big problem. I have to, even when I'm guiding the fork into the edge of the pallet, I have to stand up to see what I'm doing. It still works, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. So, I think that really comes into the couple of factors on if you would consider some forks like this, or if you want to go with a full actual attachment that's got forks on it. I'll leave a link in the description for these forks if you want to check them out on Amazon. Like I say, they showed up very quickly, no issues at all. The box was damaged, but anything that I get shipped in that's fairly large, the box is going to be damaged. But anyway, they work, no issues at all. So anyway, I would love to hear your comments. If you've got these kind of forks, what you think about them, or if you opted for the full fork attachment, if you prefer that, let me know that too. Appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a great day.